There are two different ways in which you can make changes to a specification. Firstly, you can select a different material or labourer for a task. This is covered in the video called Swapping a Resource in a Specification. Secondly, you can alter how much of a material is used for a task, or in the case of a labourer, how much time it takes to complete a task. In this video, I'll show you how to edit the usage of a material and a labour item. To open a library specification, from the dashboard, click on the arrow next to the library on the navigator on the left of the screen. This expands the library options. The library is where you can fine-tune the underlying settings which are used to create your estimates. The library contains the price book, specifications, overhead and profit settings, and so on, which are used when you create a new job. From the library you can edit the various specifications. Click Specifications on the navigator. This opens up the list of specifications. The specifications control which materials are used, how much of the materials are used, which labourers carry out each task, and how long it takes them. You can create your own specification by clicking the Copy button next to one of the existing specifications. If you want to edit an existing specification, click the adjacent Open button. I'm going to open the renovation specification. On the left-hand side of the specification is a column entitled Item Used For. This shows us what each resource is used for. It could be a material choice, for example cavity insulation, a labour task, such as fixing the cavity insulation, or a plant task, for example plant for the excavation of the trench. There will also be occasional sundry and subcontractor tasks, but the vast majority are material and labour tasks. Sometimes you may want to use the same material or labourer in the specification, but alter the usage factor to use more or less of the material, or to speed up or slow down the build speed. Say for example you want to allow for an extra coat of paint on the walls. I'll show you how you can change the usage of the paint to use 50% extra. Scroll down the specification, and about 30 lines into the specification you should see a line called Decoration to Wall or Plaster. I'm going to click on Decoration to Wall or Plaster and then click the Edit Resource button on the ribbon at the top of the screen. The Edit Resource button allows you to change the build phase and the usage factor of a resource. In this case we're going to change the usage factor. Click on the Calculator button in the Usage section. Take a look at the workings at the top of the Usage Factor calculator. The top box tells us how much of the product we use. The second box tells us what the coverage is. So in this case we're currently using 1 tin of 5 litre paint to complete approximately 28.5 square metres of decoration to the wall or plaster. The usage factor at the bottom of the box tells us how much of a tin is needed to cover 1 metre. If you divide 1 by 28.5714, you get this figure, 0.0350. This figure allows for 2 coats of paint. Let's say I know I'm going to use 3 coats of paint, so I need to increase the usage by half. The easiest way to do that is to change the top figure from 1 to 1.5. So I'm saying it takes 1.5 tins of the specified paint. In other words, we're allowing 50% extra. The usage factor has been updated accordingly. Click OK, and then OK again. This returns you to the specification screen. I've now configured the specification to allow for 3 coats of paint. I can of course now edit the labour for decorating the walls to allow more time. I'm going to search further down the screen to find Apply Decoration to the Wall or Plaster. Click on the labour item to select it, and then click Edit Resource again. Click on the Calculator button. I'm going to add 50% more time to decorate the walls. To do that I need to change the 1 hour to 1.5 hours. So now the workings are showing that it's taking 1.5 hours to do just over 8 square metres of decoration to the walls. Click OK to save the changes. Click OK again. And that's the usage factor for the decorator's time to apply decoration to the wall or plaster, updated to allow 50% more time. You may also need to scroll down to the stud wall section of the specification and change the usage factors for the decoration to the walls there too. So to recap, the usage factor of a resource controls how much of a material is used for a task, or in the case of a labourer, how much time it takes to complete a task. You can edit the usage factor of a resource for any task by highlighting it and clicking Edit Resource on the ribbon at the top of the screen. Click the Calculator button, read through the workings and change the figures to edit the usage factor. Click OK twice to confirm the changes. Give it a go.